Welcome back. This is still the Premier League preview show on the Citi TV. I've got Sydney Antonio and Susu Graham here with me. Let's move on to our final game on our hop around. We go to Old Trafford this time, and Man United welcome Southampton to Old Trafford. Man United are currently third. They are third. They've won 15 games, drawn 4, lost 6, goal difference of +6. They were doing so well with the goal difference until, last weekend happened. Southampton, they are 19th as we speak. Maybe we can put the graphic back on and let's go to Southampton's numbers. They've won 6 games, drawn 3, lost 16, and a goal difference of -21. It's been a very, very horrible season.
So they are 19th. Who's currently last?
Who's last on the Premier League table?
I believe it's Bournemouth.
Bournemouth are down to last?
Yeah.
It's not looking good. I think we can boldly say that Southampton are really, really staring down the track.
Oh, yeah.
It's not looking good at all. But like I always say, you never know. They could win at Old Trafford. Never trust Man United.
I honestly thought Southampton was going to be Chelsea's turning point. Really. I thought that game was a clean. I thought that if there was any game they were going to win that season, it was Southampton, but they proved me wrong. But Man U seems to be a more competent team this season, so I don't want to. Chelsea disappointed, but they've had more disappointing moments. But I look at Southampton, I look at how leaky their defense is, I look at how poor their attack is outside.
What is wrong with Southampton?
I just don't think the players are good enough for the most part. I think...
But it's not the same players Hasenhüttl.
Remember, they are always selling players.
They're always moving players on.
You see, if you're always playing the game of buy low, sell high, after a while, you are going to make mistakes in your buying low. Because you are taking a risk in buying these players to kind of rejuvenate. So when you find Virgil van Dijk for how much they found him for and sell him for 75 million, that's a great piece of business. But if the next player you buy, you're not thinking about a player that, someone we can keep in the team for the next 5 years. You're thinking, okay, we'll buy someone for 2 years and buy. Once you keep moving like that, eventually you're going to reach a point where the players you're buying are just not good enough because the quality of the team keeps going down. I think that's what's happened to them. They've played the business game too long and not played the football game enough. Because if you are buying players to win, you have to understand that at a certain point, you have to buy players that you might not be able to sell later on.
I see.
You might have to buy some players who are 28, 29, who will impact results today. You are not going to end up, because if you look at their summer window, I think they bought 5 teenagers or something like that. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're in a relegation battle, and you're not sure of the quality of your squad, buying 5 teenagers is not the best because they are teenagers. At the end of the day, in some countries, they are even still children. So you are basically putting a kind of a $200 million kind of burden on the head of a child to save you from a league. It's unfair. And at the same time, it's also a bit short-sighted because, like I said, young players are more inconsistent than experienced players. At least if you buy an experienced player, you know what to expect. With a young player, he could play well 3 games, play badly 10 games, or it could be the reverse. You never know what you're going to get. Because these players are definitely talented, but I would not want Sekumara leading the line for my team at his age. I think in 5-6 years, I would love Sekumara to be leading the line, but not now. The Bella Kocha, you can see there's a talented defender, but mistakes happen. Bazoum, he makes a lot of mistakes as a keeper, and there's also moments where you're like, this is a very good keeper. But that's the problem. They make more mistakes and that kind of stuff. Even the experienced players they buy, I don't think they buy well. So I think all of these things have contributed to making their position difficult. I think Nathan Jones was another mistake. I think that has not helped them.
The legendary Nathan Jones.
As far as I understood, part of the reason Hasenhüttl had to go was that the players had lost trust in him. So we bring in Nathan Jones, and Nathan Jones is basically, he's insane, to put him mildly. the guy was just, I don't know what was going on in his head, but every time he spoke, I was like, is he sure he's a Premier League manager? Me, I'm sitting in Ghana, I show more restraint when I speak about people who never hear me. And you are right there in the thick of things and you're talking by heart like that. It's not good. So I think they made a lot of mistakes in recruitment and in the market. And it's coming back to bite them. I don't think that relegation is too much of a problem. Because if you have a young squad like that,
Okay.
I think it's also easier to convince them that, look, it's one season in the championship. You know.
But can they? I mean, we are looking a bit further into the future. But so what? So you think they can't survive this season?
It would be very difficult. Unless Ruben Sellers, that's his name, I believe.
Yeah,
Ruben
Sellers, yeah.
Unless Ruben Sellers turns out to be the hidden managerial gem who can win 6 of the last 12, 7 of the last 12, and we didn't see it coming, and saves this team. They will need him to be so good that you're like, wow, this guy is going straight to the top. And I don't think that's the case because they themselves didn't give him the job the first time.
Yeah.
They went to Nathan Jones.
Yes.
And now it's like they can't find someone to give him the job. That alone doesn't give me confidence. But I believe that if he was given a 4th season in the championship, because it's 46 games, maybe he takes the first 5-6 games, figure his thing, and the talent in the squad, they'll come straight back up. But then, speaking on today specifically, I mean not today, this weekend, Sunday, I look at Man U's form at home. Man U have scored 2 goals in 10 consecutive games for the first time since, I want to say, March 2003 or something like that. That's what the stats are saying. That's how good their home form is currently. And they don't concede a lot at home as well. So if you are Southampton and you are beating basically the most informed
Home team.
I would say they are still one of the most informed teams because even how you look at them, they bounce back very well against Real Betis and won 4-1.
Yeah.
So look, they are still one of the most informed teams in Europe, and you are coming to play them, and they are even more. I think the 7-0 will make them even more motivated to kind of get good results because they have to show that, look, this thing that happened was a one-off thing. It's not indicative of the team we are, so we have to keep showing it. So they are still embarrassed and they still need to prove a point. So if you are Southampton, this is the wrong time to be playing them.
Yeah.
So, and I look at everything like we've seen from Man U this season. Southampton at home should be a piece of cake. Unless they are tired from the Europa League, this is a very easy 3-0, 4-0 if I'm not sure. Because I don't think Southampton are as good as Betis. I don't think they are as organized as Betis. And Betis conceded 4.
Sydney, I'm sure James or Prowse will have a thing or two.
Yes, James Prowse always seems to have a hidden free kick waiting for us. So
okay, so sorry, 4-1.
4-1.
yeah, so but I'm looking at tomorrow's game. I mean, on Sunday's game. I want to also go with full confidence and say United will just smash Southampton like they did a couple of seasons back with the 9-0 victory. But look, Southampton are also wounded Lions a bit in a way because
I would say like they're wounded
Wounded
kitten.
kitten, not like Lions. Yeah. You don't seem to trust this team.
No, look, we're at a stage of the season. We're 2/3 of the way of the season. About.
I get you.
Right
You
now,
feel that
you
it's
can't
almost
surprise us
cast in
anymore.
stone.
There's no more surprises in terms of what a team can do. They can't buy players. They're not going to find someone on their bench.
So you feel
know
that.
who you are.
So you feel that if a team finds itself, say in the bottom 5 or bottom 3, at this point, is almost.
You can expect them to lose most of their matches at this point of the season.
Right.
Unless there's a managerial change. Like Southampton have changed their manager. That kind of lifts them up quickly. But at the same time, look at all the teams around them. Most of them have also changed their managers. Who hasn't in the teams
Leeds
around
have changed. Everton changed recently.
Bournemouth changed.
Bournemouth changed early.
They
If
changed
anything,
earlier.
Bournemouth are the ones who, if they change now, maybe we'll see something different. But everyone's story has been written. That's how I feel at this stage.
Sydney, so you're saying that, what, you think Man United can get a win?
Yeah, I think, well, I was talking about Southampton, that wounded Cubs. And I agree with Susu in the sense that everybody knows, at this stage of the season, everybody knows what you're about, what you bring. But the only exception, the proviso I'll give there is sometimes players play above themselves, especially when they come to some of these landmark areas. We saw Southampton going to Chelsea, although Chelsea are playing poorly. Who thought that Southampton will go there and they'll snatch a victory? So this is an example of what can happen sometimes. And Southampton, take the 9-0 loss aside, over the past couple of seasons, they haven't performed too badly at Old Trafford.
They drew 1-1 last season.
They got a 2-2 draw not too long ago. I think there's another draw mixed in there somewhere. Before that, they got a first victory in a long time. So it's been a bit of a happy hunting ground for them. Nobody expects them to come and get anything from Old Trafford. So when they do, like as Susu is saying, we are expecting them to be beaten 3-0, 4-0. So even a draw is a creditable result for them. And the first game this team played, although United were not in good fettle at that point in time, it was a bit of a...
United won 1-0.
It was a bit of an attritional game That's a very good strike from Bruno Fernandes sealed that one for United. So I'm still looking at United to win, looking to bounce back because last week, what last week? I don't know what happened last week, but something happened last week.
Whatever United will have to.
They have to bounce back from it.
If a judge asks you what happened last week, will you be able to say nothing happened last week?
I mean, okay, so what? So on a lighter note, do Man United need to beat somebody by 7 for them to feel purged of that result?
Look,
I don't know.
I think
That should have
some
been
Man U
Betis.
fans on social media saying that this our 4-1 felt more like a 7-0 than a 7-0. I'm like, how can you tell me this story?
To be honest, if you watch yesterday's game against Betis, United created so many chances.
They probably could have scored.
If you look at the big chances United got, the statistical big chances got,
They
it was
got
about 8.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
Liverpool got 7 last week. And they scored. Yeah. No, they got 6 last week and they scored 7. Week, yeah. They got 8 shots on target and scored 7. How often would this happen in a football game? It's very rare. It's almost an anomaly.
I do agree that from a statistical viewpoint, this was not a 7 though. I completely agree. But at the end of the day,
it's a 7. No doubt about it. It's a 7-0. So
and I remember I made the same points after the Real Madrid
Liverpool game.
That statistically for me that was a 3-2, 2-2 maybe. Yeah, but Madrid scored 5, so no one is going to care about what it looks like statistically.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so the guys.
I think a 7-0 would be nice for Man U's confidence.
I doubt it will happen.
I don't see this Man United
like Ten Hag,
team.
When they take a nice lead because of the number of games.
Yeah, you take guys.
I don't see this Man United team scoring more than. I don't think this season they've scored more than 4.
No.
I think the 4-1 against Betis is the highest I've seen United scored this season. They've done 3-2, that kind of thing. We'll see how it goes. Man United versus Southampton at Old Trafford. It should be fun. This is still the Premier League preview show. Apologies, Man United fans, that you're still getting to watch this. It's not going anywhere. It's still in the record books. It's been taped, so you get to watch that 7.
You know the one that shocked me. Because everyone is making jokes. I saw ICGC, the church.
I couldn't believe it.
A Twitter post in how many days was the world created? 4,
I didn't see
5, 6, and Man United.
that was killer. That was fun stuff though. From
Coach Nini's church.
Yeah, I mean, how can they
do that to him?
Sell out.
That's absolute sellouts. Anyway, this is the Premier League preview show.